which is not necessary.
What do you mean it's not necessary?
It's not necessary. That is your problem. You have an image that she is that and she is not that.
Why don't you read just the Financial Times and read the numbers there?
I do that way. I do that way. I do
from
that.
the bottom to the beginning.
That's what I do. That's what I do when I read the Time magazine from page to page, all the advertisements. Just read it. That's all. And I know that the Time magazine has a particular editorial policy, and I know where they give the twist. You see, I don't care what you
come on. No,
it is useless for you to carry on this kind of a conversation with me. It's absolutely ridiculous. You see, you have no way of knowing.
You feel cornered.
I'm not cornered. You see, I'm not cornered. It's a schoolboy's logic. You see, going on. You see, you cannot. You see, understand what I'm trying to put across. It's not within the framework of your experience in
There are certain books you like. There are certain books, certain crime fiction books, stories.
Yes, so
that
what?
You like and certain others that you dislike.
So what?
Don't like.
So what does it mean?
So what is?
I don't like
that
you.
Get all right.
Yes, that's all. There it stops. Why I don't like a movie. See, I don't have to tell you why I don't like a movie. What for do you want me to tell you that I don't like it?
No, I don't want you to go into criticism.
What else is there for you? You want to carry on and on and on and on. If you say that I don't like a movie, it is just fine with me. If you say I like a movie, it is
one line of it. Yes. There is a person, say for example, you have no reactions when you see a particular entity. Is in the jungle, deep jungle. There is another person.
We are discussing
who also doesn't react.
No, we are not going to discuss these hypothetical situations. It doesn't have any meaning.
So, for example, say I am your just split opposite.
Huh?
Now you are split here.
Yes.
With all split your.
Listen. Before you go further, I'll tell you the thought that you are sitting opposite me is not there at any time except when you ask me the question, where am I sitting? You are sitting just opposite of me. Otherwise, what is going on is only a reflection of whatever is there. If I say whatever is there, then you will try to catch me. Why do you say whatever is there? You see, the problem seems to be, you see, the language which you are all the time, you see, abstracting from the language some images. The image-making mechanism is absent here. Is absent in the way the living organism is functioning. You see, I am no way different from the way the dog is looking at you, the cow is looking at you, or the pig is looking at you. If you think you are looking at me in a different way, there is nothing that I can do with it. I will tell you, see, you that you have a black jacket, I don't even know the color of your tie, the shirt, the shoes, and the language that you are speaking is English. But this is all, there is nobody who is talking. This is an automaton which is not translating this. The words that you are, supposing you say something in Italian or Greek or Kannada, it is just a noise. Even your language is noise until it is translated by the mechanism for the purpose of giving some answer or some communication is necessary. Otherwise, it is just registered here in the computer. Man is nothing but a robot.
Well, if each word is just a word.
It is just a word.
In a book,
yeah.
Okay. And each thing you see or perceive is just that thing in itself, and there's no image, nothing follows after it. How do you make sense out of anything?
When it is necessary to make sense, yes, it is there already.
When you read the book, how do you make sense?
I don't read the book at all. Do you understand that? The way you read it.
What creates the necessity?
I don't have any necessity to read the book at all. No. I want to read the Time magazine because just to know what's happening in the world. No. Why should you know what is happening in the world? Because I am living here in this world. I am part of this world. I am not separate. But that knowledge which I have is not going to make me any more important than, you see, the person who does not read the Time magazine or any magazine. See, what is going on between he and me in these conversations about politics or about any subject is, you see, the Indian Express he reads, Hindu I read, and somebody else reads the Times of India. The conversation is only between the Indian Express and the Times of India and the Hindu. Other than that, you have nothing to tell me about anything in this world. You have read 100 books, I have read only 5 books. You have a richer vocabulary, I don't have a richer vocabulary. You understand? That's all there is to it. If I put it in such ridiculous terms, you think it's a very strange situation you are living in. No.
You don't even recognize that you are a medium.
I don't even recognize that you are there at any time. I don't recognize that I am here except when there is a demand. And the demand is never, if I use the word, you will try to ask me the question, what exactly do you mean by self-initiated?
Yes.
That's the problem of the linguist, it's not mine. I am trying to, it is never, self-initiated. There is no action that is self-initiated. I don't know what other word, if you teach me some other word.
Self-initiated.
Huh?
When you pick up a book, it's self-initiated.
No, the title interests me.
So it's self-initiated.
It's not self-initiated. It's not that you see some object there, the book is sitting there. You see, I may probably choose Vacha and Kama Sutras and not Yoga Sutras.
No, I know that you're not going to choose a lot of books in my library.
Nothing.
Only certain kind of books.
Only some crime fiction
Crime fiction, all right.
to entertain myself.
How do you entertain yourself?
You will never understand because you are caught up in this image making. The moment you say a barge, you picture to yourself a barge. It is a word picture. It is a word picture. When you ask me, how does it's not important for you? You see, because you don't. This destroys the image making structure you have. You will never be a photographer. You will never be a filmmaking man. Keep out of this. Don't bother about
because,
that.
Image making is what we do also in the night when we
That is why you dream.
Yes, obviously.
Everything
Certainly.
is image making.
Everything is image making. That's all that I am
That's the way
saying.
we function.
That's the way you are functioning. That is your misery.
Don't get
That
angry.
is, no, that, I'm not angry. I have to emphasize certain things. You see, because it's too ridiculous.
The right emphasis.
Because it is too ridiculous.
You never misunderstand that you are.
No, I'm not angry. You see, like the language structure, the emphasis on certain, you see, words is also part of that. Why do you smile? People ask. I don't. You see, we used to write essays, idiotic essays, on why we laugh. Laughter, you see, as a student of psychology. You know, that is really the problem, Chandrasekhar. The image.
Man as a man also cannot be recognized with the Vedantic idea of the man we don't see.
Do you categorize him as a man?
That of course is very That is a very ponderous criticism. I can't pass.
No, easy, above all goes.
No, don't.
No, he should.
He doesn't like it.
He should not pollute this atmosphere.
Let's say statement. That's the statement of the
Initial questions. If I am not an English teacher, so what?
So,
No, yours. That's what I want to know.
you have no way of defining.
Exactly what I
We
want to know.
all the time put on labels and fight over these things. See, it is said God is irrelevant. Immediately, probably, you would say, it means one who does not consider God as relevant is an atheist. So why you consider God?
No, actually, sorry to interrupt, sir. Then the important question arises. Then what is self?
That's exactly what I want.
Exactly what I say. There is no such thing as self. There is nothing there. There is what culture, society, or whatever you want to call it has begun to call the totality of man's experiences. You don't even say part of
Please
it.
repeat that. I would like to. The world,
The world mind, you may call
the
it.
world mind.
The world mind is nothing but the totality of man's experience.
Experience.
Feeling happy, that I am bored, that I am full of love, that I am joyous. Feelings are thoughts. You would like to say that the feelings are better than thoughts. A man of feeling is more valuable than a man who is just full of thoughts, feeling and experiences. Totality, passed on from generation to
Yes,
generation.
that will be the world mind.
And that is the world mind that has created you.
Yes,
For the
yes,
sole
yes,
purpose,
yes.
for the maintaining the continuity of that. Awareness is only an activity. You should use.
So the world mind must have your brain.
No,
It doesn't have.
no. It is the television. What do you call them? You see the radio waves. Or what do you call them?
Electromagnetic waves.
The electromagnetic waves are here, and you need, you see, a radio set or a television
To catch them
to catch them.
through the antenna.
You like, you see, the moment you see the Hindi program, I see that, you see, to Delhi, I turn it on. You see, and you are interested in Kannada program, so you listen. There will come a time when you will be able, you see, to see all the programs everywhere in the world. It may not be far off, you see, with the satellite. That depends upon your interest. You are interested in watching, for example, sports program. I am interested in watching Playboy, the hardcore, softcore sex films. Somebody is interested in watching the news programs. They have all the 24 hours, 36 or 40, all the time goes on and on and on. So the choice of yours also there, you don't have any freedom of choice or freedom of action there at all. All the tastes are cultivated tastes. And so what is responsible for that is the society, the culture, or whatever it is. The one that is transferred to us from generation to generation, more or less. I have no way of making any definitive statement. Am I competent enough to say that this information also is passed on to the genes? See, so in that sense, your choices, your tastes, your likes, your dislikes are all controlled by the genes. When I use that word, you see, totally controlled by the genes, and you have no freedom of action. I am not talking in terms of your fatalistic philosophy or anything.
No.
Not at all. What is it? You don't bother about it. You see, they say that the genes push you into an environment where they have a chance to bloom. You see, that knowing is quite different from the knowing that we are talking about. You see, to know that is a kerosene lamp and not, you see, a gas lamp or an electric lamp. So that is the knowing that we are all interested in. You see, if you don't translate that, you see, in terms of the knowledge you have of that, you have no way of experiencing that at all. Sensory perceptions do not tell you anything. They just register these perceptions on the retina through the activation of the optic nerves. And they in their turn activate, you see, the neurons. And so the memory you have of the knowledge, that's a lamp, kerosene lamp, and not an electric lamp.
Sir, can we put it in a nutshell, sir? Can we say, put it like this, that we have sort of a conditioned mind?
You see, I don't want to bring the mind at all. The
Yes.
whole thing is conditioned.
Who is the conditioner?
Yes.
There is no conditioner. You see, if you want to use the one who is using the conditioned mind,
Yes.
he is the one. You see, you have to
Yes.
separate the two.
No, sir. Actually, we in this year, sir, we have no choice. See, we take birds like this. We have a choice. We are.
Our parents made love.
No, we are just.
Do you have a choice there? You are here. We start with that. We don't bother about.
No, we are actually, sir. We are accidents, not actually.
Your parents making
actually,
love.
sir, we are not.
Your parents making love is an accident or what?
No, sir. These are not premeditated.
By whom?
Actually, sir, our being. Do you think is premeditated being?
I don't know what exactly. I'm not with you. What exactly do you mean by premeditated? I don't understand.
No, actually,
His meaning is this. A life is
an accident.
A life is pressed.
The birth itself is an accident.
I don't want to, you see,
No,
use
he
the
wants
word.
to
We discuss the subject life.
Yes.
You see, I don't know what exactly you mean by life.
Human birth
the human body that is there. No, thank you. What exactly do you mean by life? What people mean when they talk of life? No, I don't understand what they mean.
The human beings, the existence and the existence of
Those qualities attributed, or the strange way that Jesus was born,
No, actually
or
that is
Buddha was born.
no, that is what I am actually
What
arriving
have
at.
you against
No,
accepting this fact?
No,
but even that fact, listen, even that fact that you are the son of the parents, you have no way of checking except the authority of somebody. But you have no, probably the geneticists will certainly find out by analyzing every cellular structure there and tell you that this has come from that. Otherwise, you have no way of telling yourself except to accept and believe that you are the child of those parents.
No, that's actually, sir, that is well made. No, actually, the fact, of course, the fact that I am born out of a mother is well known. The faith
Not
is,
by you.
Yes.
You were not there. You did not experience that at that time.
biologically it can be proved, even if it is not
By
there,
whom?
because
By whom?
some,
By whom? One who was there.
how you know that the God is there?
I don't know how you know. I
No,
don't
no.
know.
Let us be frank. How the existence, believe God.
You just believe.
That is what the,
You believe in God. I don't believe in God. Where does it? So the whole thing is based on belief.
But at least you are referring me to the world mind.
Well, the mind is, you see, you need knowledge. Otherwise, you can't experience yourself.
No, as for you, I don't need
How do you know?
I don't need to know.
You don't need to know. So why are we discussing that subject at all?
Indeed, as Aristotelian logic, we don't need to discuss also.
Sir,
No,
which-
that's why
no, sir, which-
nice meeting you. Goodbye. That's it.
No, no, no.
That's it. That's it.
No, sir,
For
which-
argument's sake, I am
No,
saying.
I'm not interested in arguing.
no, sir, which precedes knowledge or awareness?
There is no such thing as awareness, I cannot say. The awareness is the activity of the brain, which cannot be separated. And that is the way the cow is looking at you. If you want to call that awareness, you find it. The cow is not telling to itself that that you are a man and not a woman, that you are a woman plant, that you are not. It is not interested in at all. It is the only who knows one thing, that is the food for them. That is the built-in. That is the knowing, which is quite different from what we call knowing. You say, that all that is born out of speculation, and what stands in the way of being yourself from knowing the belief?
Free into what?
Don't bother about it. See, into what? You see, I always have to replace one with another. Just the way you called me
You
a
say
nihilist.
free into what conditional?
No, that is what you want to know. You see, just free yourself from that speculation, yourself that question at all. What you are left with is something which cannot be experienced by you. It's about what will be there in it. If you are freed yourself from the deed, you are freed yourself. Satisfied, that's the end of the story.
You are demolishing the individual. You are not demolishing the universal with world mind.
So demolishing the individual. The individual is not there. The world mind also is not there. When you are not there,
Why
when,
I gathered from your statement.
no. You see, I have to emphasize that you do not have any such thing as your mind. What is there is what may loosely be called the world mind, which is the totality of everything that existed before. Every man felt, experienced, thought before you.
There is a world mind is nothing but the totality of all these individuals.
That's all that I'm saying.
And it in reverse, by the
No,
same
don't reverse it.
No,
You
no.
stop there.
By the extension of the same logic, when the
No,
totality
don't-
is
you
there,
just-
the particular also is there.
No, I'm not saying that. You see, we are using that has created you, and it is not different from that at all. So, what is the mind that you are talking
No,
about?
actually, sir, according to you, that we all form, suppose individual mind form part of the world mind.
No, we seem to be playing with the whole thing, world mind and individual mind. Not at all. We drop the world mind completely.
You mean to say, Yuji, that we just operate like the ants to some chemical messages?
That's all.
Huh?
That's all that I'm saying.
Like, a whole body of ants, when something happens in many difficulty of
There is
problems,
no difference at
there
all.
is a series of chemical messages that are transmitted from end to end,
That's
and
all.
all the group will immediately
That's
know
exactly
and
what
react
I'm
accordingly.
trying to put across.
When you say chemical,
Now, you see, we play.
the chemistry is already there.
It is already there.
Because language is a very difficult instrument.
The
When you
language.
say chemistry, the chemistry is there. When you say physics,
No, we
the
seem.
physicist is there.
No, not that. We seem to give more importance to the language. And you see the
Semantic nuances.
nuances. You see.
Yes, yes.
You know why? The word is not the thing. Then what the hell it is? You tell me. Don't say that the word is not the thing. The word is the thing as far as you are concerned. If the word is not the thing, what the hell it is? You tell me. It's a symbol. See, then you can go on saying that it is made of this particular wood, the Australian wood, this wood, that wood, and it is not wood at all, it is plastic, and you go on and on and on and on. It's a symbol, you see, you use. So tomorrow we can all change and call that we see a monkey and not a table, and we will all relearn. You have changed all the names of the streets here,
Yes,
the names
yes.
of the countries.
Yes.
We will relearn, and the referent is all that is there. How do you know that the referent is there?
But sir, for each word, there must be sort of a different conceptual backing for
The
that
problem seems to be the image that we have around that word.
Yes.
See, we were discussing the same thing.
Yes.
I do not have any image at all other than the information about that in the computer. You see, if you say boat,
Yes. We know.
he says that he can.
It has a definite shape.
No, you are able to picturize the word or create an image of the boat inside of you other than the word boat.
We were talking about crime.
Crime also the
Fiction.
same thing. Crime fiction. You see, somebody you say, can you imagine? You are married, I suppose. You see, how your wife looks like. You seem to be able to create the picture, the image, or the whatever word you want to use of her inside of you. To me, the word wife is just a word, and whatever the dictionary meaning has, that's all that is there. So it's a very dangerous thing. You see, you just don't accept what I am saying. If that is so, it's finished. There is no more wife for you. There is no more image you have of yourself first. This is me. You see, and in relationship with that, you create all the other images. So all the relationships are between these images. The images may be changing all the time. I'm sorry.
Does it ultimately propose a cosmic blanking out?
I don't know. Is there a cosmic thing at all? Even that is not.
That is
I question everything.
too profound a statement he is making.
So what? Why are you frightened of that if that is so? If as you say, I have nothing to say on that. I'm not even concerned about that.
No, see, the thing is, after my observation, you are reluctant to give the name, but you are it's subtly suggesting the same thing.
No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. Let me assure you.
No, see,
With all the
you don't
emphasis.
want to call the particular thing which we traditionally call as God. But I don't think in any way your argument is drifting away from that concept.
No, I have no concept.
Only you are dissolving the anthropomorphic
No. You
form.
see,
And illusion means to that.
We actually, sir, our conceptualization of God is with limbs and all those. You are very different from that conceptualization. Our actually, sir, we are
all right.
man.
If you don't want to bother about the anthroposophical, I don't know what is it, anthropomorphic personage. God is omnipotent, omnipresent, omniscient, and all that kind of thing. These are all concepts.
Yes,
All right, you are ready to reject, you see, the whole, the idea of the anthropomorphic personage. God is an anthropomorphic personage, Rama.
Given him attributes.
All right, all that is not there. And why are you concerned about the omniscience, omnipotence, and omnipresence of an entity or whatever you think you call God? Why? What has got to do with it?
Because we, he is our we actually, sir, we look at him as our creator. Now,
You say God, he says that I don't recognize your God. Reverse also is God and this also is God. Any side it is God or dog, no matter.
The jumbled spelling of God is dog, and the jumbled spelling of dog is God. No, I don't want to be irreverent to
No. It's not
beliefs or
the question.
anything. Yes.
No,
Yes,
we
sir.
want to. I know perfectly well. You see, my auntie used to tell me a small story. I just listen to it.
Go ahead.
If you are indulgent,
you can tell it Telugu.
I'm always interested in
I
listening
will
to
tell you in
stories.
simple it.
I'm interested in listening to stories. Good, go ahead.
A small
You speak
incident
Telugu?
happened.
No.
Janaka was told that Ashtavakra Maharshi would be able to teach Raja Yoga, the so-called traditional yoga, within a fraction of a moment. That means
There is nothing. It's not Sunyavada, it's not the void, it's not any one of those things.
reduce it to a
There
particular.
stop, full stop. That's all.
Reduce it to a
Don't complete the sentence. Don't even say reduced.
Exactly, stops it.
That is, you see, there is a word for Rishi. Muni we call. Mauna observe maduvaru Muni. When does he observe? When there are no contradictions. You see, you want to speak when there is something to be spoken. You want to think when there is something to be spoken or to thought. When there is everything resolved in you, there is no necessity for you to speak, then you are Muni. There is no perfection also. For him, there is no perfection.
No, not,
When you say perfection, you are comparing that mood with your mood, imperfection.
correct.
That also is not there for him. We do not know what he is. We only know by comparison with ourselves.
I don't know.
That is
How
that.
do you know?
That is that.
Yes. I have no way
Muni means
of knowing anything about myself. At no time.
Muni is a practitioner of Mauna, means silence. Because silence is not only physical silence, mental silence. Everything is the totality. The mechanism stops.
The vibration that emanate also stops.
Everything. That also we will have to again compare with our personalities, that mood. But otherwise, as usually says, in himself that awareness is not there. I appreciate it. This is a good new thinking for me. But somehow I still find certain traces of my old thinking. Perhaps you are not much departing from the Upanishadic thinking. Let me openly tell you, sir. The Upanishad seeds also had thought, ventured to think like this. They ventured to think. That's why they are very irreligious and more philosophical. Upanishadic scholars are not religious people. They are absolutely religious people, but more philosophical.
They are questioners.
They questioned the unquestionable.
Yes, unquestionable, yes.
They questioned the unquestionable. They penetrated the impenetrable. They went to the core and they became silent ultimately. They are tremendous. So, no, I don't want to derive much pleasure by aligning you with the old, something like that, and saying that you are not new. No, don't misunderstand.
It's your privilege, sir.
Don't misunderstand. No, I am not.
Sir, you have been mentioning of Sunyavada.
No, you see, void, you see.
Yes.
They made so much thing about that void. You know, how can you say it is void?
Yes.
Or how can you say it is full, not full? We have so many of those passages, interesting passages. But when there is nothing there, how can it say whether it is void or not void, whether it is full or not full?
Knowledge comes out of contrasts, comparisons. A comparable thing, a contrastable thing is not there. There's no knowledge of it. I am a man. Used to be established in contradistinction from that he is a woman.
Other things.
When these are not, basic premises are not accepted, the marriage itself gets started. He is questioning the basic premises.
No, knowledge is a body of experiences. See, what is knowledge after all? It is a quantified body of experience.
You are defining it.
Information of
You don't define that knowledge.
Yes, sir.
You see, what exactly do you mean by knowledge? Look, you see, look at that lamp, for example. What is the knowledge you are talking about in relationship with that?
Sir, we actually...
You are not looking.
No, we...
You see, you can't even look. This is all that I am pointing out. You have never looked at anything except through the projection of what you know of that. You see, it is this that separates you from that. You see, the separation occurs, the space, let me put it that way, the space is created by the thought. Thought is space in that sense. If the thought is not there, there is no space at all. If the space is not there, there is no time.
Just reverse way. If there is no space, thought cannot be recognized.
That's why I say thought is not there at all. Even thought is not there. This is an inferential statement you are making about thought. So when there is no space, the question whether it is created by the thought or not thought is irrelevant. You see, it's just to drive home to you the fact that there must be a space before the knowledge comes into being. You see, you don't say it is the knowledge that creates the space. Demand to know, the demand to know brings the knowledge. Why do you want to know? I am asking the question, what is that? See that. It is these questions which are born out of the answers already there, and that is responsible for the knowledge.
No, I can simply say it's a light that emanating light.
Why are you adding all those things?
No, actually, sir,
why you are doing that?
For me, it's a device.
What
A lamp. It's a lamp.
All right.
That emanates light.
I also say it's a lamp. Kerosene lamp. Not, you call it paraffin, kerosene, I don't know what you call it. In England, I don't know why they call it paraffin instead of kerosene. Never look at it. Never. See, when once you look at, when I say once, you see, the professor of English will catch me there. You see, when, if. See, these are all very problematic words, you see. So, there is no way you can look at it. There is no need for you to look at it at all, because I am asking you to look at it to emphasize certain things. You never look at it, because there is no separation here. Except when this question is asked, the knowledge you have, that is a lamp and not a pig, comes into you. See, tomorrow we call it something else, we will relearn. That's not the problem. So can you look at anything except through the knowledge you have of that? And that applies not only to the object out there, the things that are happening inside of you. Actually, there is no inside and outside. That's all that I am trying to point out. So it's the knowledge that tells you that you are happy, that you are angry, that you are greedy, that you are enlightened, not enlightened, and so on and so forth. You see? So how can you when the separation is not there, but unfortunately the separation seems to be there. If the separation is not there, you and I would be here discussing this subject at all. There is no need for you to ask me. There is no need for me to answer your question. What I am trying to spotlight is that if the knowledge is not there, the knowledge unfortunately is there, and it will continue to be there as long as, you see, the demand to know is there. If the demand to know is not there, whether the knowledge is there or not, it's irrelevant and immaterial. So otherwise, the sensation that is there is what? Is it greed? Is it jealousy? Is it envy? Is it anger? What it is? You have no way of knowing it at all. So you want to know and maintain the continuity all the time, because the you as you know yourself, what you call you, the you as you experience yourself is not there, and it is coming to an end. If the demand to know is not there, that's why you always ask the question, how? How means you want to know. Huh? You want to know. And only by this demand to know and knowing, you are adding momentum to it. So, why is there the demand to know? If the demand to know is not there, the continuity of the knowledge is not there. That's a very dangerous situation, because you have to maintain the demand to know and to experience all the time.
No, actually, sir.
All right. Yes.
No, I just want to intervene here.
Yes, yes.
No, that actually, sir, that forms part of our living itself.
That is you. That is what you call
He doesn't
you.
accept the living first.
No.
Actually, sir, to know the urge to learn or to urge to know
What
what
for?
is what.
What for do you want
No,
to
that
know?
is part of
Listen.
the
Listen. What for? You see.
No,
Do you want to know?
it is part of our kriya.
No. Don't use all those words. Simple words we can use. 300 words, 500 words. Why do you have to tell yourself, communicate to yourself all the time that is a lamp? Nobody is asking you. I am not asking you what is that. Huh? Why do you have to tell yourself that you are bored, that you are not bored, that you are happy, that you are not happy, or something or the other is happening? Why are you telling yourself that I ought to have acted this way, or that I should act that way tomorrow? Why is this communication going on all the time? There is no need for it, there is no demand for it, and yet it is going on. And that is only because it wants to maintain that division between the knowledge and whatever is the thing that is happening there continues.
Because, sir, we have a thought process.
Don't make statements, we have a thought. We don't know a damn thing about thought, whether the thought is there or not. What is there is about thought, not thought. What thought is not. You cannot separate yourself from thought and look at it. The very question to look at thought is absurd. You see, the question what is thought and wanting to look at thought is the thought. So is there any thought other than the question? Why you want to know? Why you want to look at thought? Is there a thought? They are the thoughts. There is no other thought other than this question. And why you are interested in looking at your thought? It has never been possible for me to look at thought, you see. Separate myself and look at thought. And I don't think it is possible for anybody. If you can tell me how you can look at thought, separate yourself from thought, I will sit at your feet and learn for the rest of my life. No, you have no way of separating yourself from thought and say, where is that split? Is there actually a split between the thought and then what you are trying to look at thought? Or why you are looking at thought?
Now, if there is a split of self from the thought process or whatever the thought, this thing, then you'll have to...
You know something?
Yes.
You are mechanically repeating. It's a mechanical... Nobody who is there who is repeating all this. It's all there in the computer. Two computers talking. Not now what they are doing. Two computers can carry on a conversation. Thank God they don't have images.
No, sir.
We are going to create images also in the computer.
No, that means...
Because you see now they are injecting all kinds of the formula. You see into
yes,
that.
Yes, that means I have been programmed.
That's all. You are no different from the computer. There is nothing which you can call your own. Everything you are doing, thinking, feeling and experiencing is taught by somebody or the other. And we all have that. So we are all monkeys imitating
device,
and machines thinking.
Machine.
There is nothing marvelous about human beings. We are the most vicious of all the animals on this planet. More vicious than the animals. That's why they don't trust us.
Including the cobras.
Cobras, they take a walk with you if you don't want to hurt. They don't want to hurt you unnecessarily. You want to hurt them. The fear that you will be killed. You try. The panthers, nothing, nobody will kill, no animal will kill you unless you provoke them. You don't even have to provoke them. But the moment you have a fear, the body emits odors. They sense that. So they have to take the first step. Correct. I take walks, sir, with cobras. Not that I make it into a habit or anything. I was living in this brahmachari's ashram there. The old cobra, it comes, knocks on the door at 12 o'clock in the night. You see,
King Cobra.
I talk to the cobra. Because you see, whether the cobra understands it or not, I don't know. The way you talk to the parrot, the way you talk to the dogs and your pets. Not that I make it into a point to take walks with the, see, that cobra happened to be there. And some people thought that I was just making it up. You see, some of my movie stars, Padvin Bobby, and they were all with me. That where are these cobras you are talking about? You see, wait until the evening. Probably it will show up. Probably the cobra doesn't want to look at you even. And 7 o'clock in the night, dozens of cobras came from nowhere. They ran away. They didn't even want to look at them. See? As an example, if there is no fear in you, no fear, not a trace of fear.
How does it come?
What do you mean?
Fearlessness.
How means you want to know? I cannot tell you how. Because I myself don't know. That is why I always quote these peanuts. How it happened, why it happened, when it happened, has anything happened? Has anything happened? No, I don't know. There seems to be no demand to be free from anything, even the physical needs. Why do you eat? I put something there because the body needs energy. If you don't, 1 or 2 days probably the body will have hunger tantrums and afterwards it lives on itself.
I feel fear can be contradicted by 2 ways. By stark insensitivity, right? Or by absolute instinctive knowledge.
Absolute?
Knowledge, awareness. No. Or there is no other instinctive.
There is no way you can look at fear, touch fear, experience fear. What you call fear is different from fear. It's a tremendous energy there. You see, tremendous energy. It's just like trying to look at the sun. You will be blinded. The very thing that is trying to be aware of fear will be burnt there to ashes. Here is life. You see, you don't want fear to come to an end. When the fear comes to an end, as it always happens just before death, if the fear comes to an end at this moment, I guarantee you will drop dead. What will remain after that is not your concern. Probably you will come back to life or continue to live, you see, as like any other thing. Different from the tree, not different from the animals that they are there. But you may think that you will be like an animal. You will not be like an animal.
I do understand that fear is a human term. Insofar as one is a human being, the fear subsists to be there.
As long as
the moment the human being ceases to be,
the fear also
ceases
No,
to
actually,
be.
sir,
But that is not a valid logic.
No, that means, sir, fear is after all.
Unfortunately, doesn't fit into logic.
No, sir, fear is after all one of the human
You see,
emotions.
that is also part of the fear. The whole logical thinking in which you have a tremendous investment collapses there. That's why you have to say and fit everything into that logical framework or rational framework or whatever you want to call it.
Is not the fear the weakness of the mind?
The statement is very valid. We have a terror. Understand this world in any way other than by fitting it into a particular framework of logic. That is a very pregnant statement. Very pregnant statement. We are terrorized by the chaos outside the logic because our limited personality can perceive only that logical framework. Beyond that framework, whatever being is there, I hope at least you will...
Go ahead. I don't know. I don't know if I said that, but anyway.
No, you haven't said. Will you accept that word being? All that also is not.
Being, becoming, both go.
Both go. Then did what remain?
That question wouldn't be there. I don't have to tell you. I don't have to answer. I think we stop now. Yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. It's late for him. I said, what are you doing? You are recording.
This line of thinking has a new flavor. And let me see whether I can complete satisfactions. I call it